Hey, Shad here with Speed Addicts, the fastest growing gear site on the web, and today we're going to uncrate the HJC RPHA 71. What's up, Speed Addicts fan? Before we jump in and dish out the full breakdown on this new HJC RPHA 71, do us both a favor, subscribe to that Speed Addicts channel. All you gotta do, press the button. It's so easy. That way you don't miss out on any of the latest parts or gear coming your way in the industry. Speed Addicts getting first look all the time. If you subscribe, you won't miss out. Also, if you'd like to support us here at speedaddicts.com, you can do so by shopping with us. We make it real easy. There's gonna be a link in the description below that'll get you right over to this HJC RPHA 71 helmet. While you're over at Speed Addicts, feel free to shop for any other parts or gear that you might need for your next two-wheel adventure. We certainly appreciate that. HJC, the king of helmets out of Korea. They sell an awful lot of helmets, and more recently, their RPHA series is doing quite well. It's a premium helmet from HJC. They've called it that RPHA lineup to designate that it's a little bit different than your average HJC helmet. More premium materials, a little higher level of quality control, and just a quieter, more comfortable, and longer warranty, 5 years of warranty on the HJC RPHA lineup. So this is going to replace the RPHA 70. The price tag on the RPHA 71 is going to be $479 to $554, depending on if you just want a basic solid color. If you want to spice it up and go with one of those graphics, they're going to make you pay for that. The RPHA 71 is a composite shell. They're using their PIM Evo shell construction. This is a weave of carbon and other aramid fibers. It's not exactly light considering it is composite. It's edging close to that 3 3/4 pound mark, 3 pounds, 11 ounces to be precise. So it's not light, but most of its competitors in this format, where we have that internal sunshield kind of running around that same weight. We're carrying a DOT safety rating on here, no ECE, which is curious. I would like to see that. I'm sure that the ones sold in Europe are carrying that label. Sometimes manufacturers are just making an economic decision to save some cash, even though the helmet would probably be pass, but we're gonna be in the dark because HJC decided not to do that. The size range, extra small through to extra large, which is also a little unusual. HJC usually, at least in the matte black, they'll bump up the sizes to those 3 and 4Xs. Not so here in this RPHA 71. That said, the sizing is right on the money according to that HJC sizing chart you're going to find over at Speed Addicts. Go by that. If you have other HJC helmets, generally speaking, this will translate 1-to-1. So if you're normally large in your RPHA 70 or a different HJC helmet, order the large here and you should be in good shape. They do have some adjustments when it comes to cheek pads and headliner, so if you need help fine-tuning your fitment, the team here, our Rider Support team, can always assist you with that. Now, when it comes to fit and shopping for helmets online, we know sometimes you don't get it right the first time, and that's why you should be shopping with us here at Speed Addicts, because we offer no-cost returns. That's right, we don't nickel and dime you like those corporate moto outfits you shop with before. A couple clicks, you're gonna get a free return label from us. To qualify, all you have to do is live in the lower 48 states and make sure the helmet's in new original condition with all that original packaging. Give us a shot and we'll make sure to treat you like family. Okay, let's check out this RPHA 71 compared. The 91 is the modular version, okay? Pretty similar, but with the flip up chin bar. Here we have on my right, we have the RPHA 70 ST. This is the predecessor. And here we have the RPHA 71. So you notice some of those styling cues are definitely translating just a bit more modern. They've gone a little more rounded, not only with the overall shape. This one's a little bit more pointy, as you can see. All the new generation RPHA series helmets are looking more like this, a little bit more rounded, still some very cool angles on it, but just modern updates. A few things before we do the deep dive, just to show you right off the top. Of course, this vent has been adjusted. We're ditching like this cheese grater look with a little bit more subtle, low profile, like stealth bomber look. I like the top vent on this and just the look of it. The logo embossed on both, but a little shinier, a little bit more embossed on this new RPHA series. This thing's really raised up. It's not just a decal. It gives it a premium look. It's kind of cool. Okay, now we go down to the face shield. One of the best updates on this helmet is the new locking mechanism, which I'm going to show you in a minute. They've moved away from this pinch to open setup that was on the old RPHA 70 ST. These would break now and again. There's also like a secondary lock, so you're going to lock it once, and then if you want to completely lock it down, you could slide that tiny little plastic tab sideways and get a double lock. It's kind of over the top, number one, for a sport touring helmet, but also it's just something to break. I never really liked this pinch to open. Totally new face shield mechanism, which is really cool. I'm gonna show you how it comes on off the helmet in a minute. They've ditched this little fence down here and just gone with a more smooth contoured look. When you flip it sideways, you're gonna notice that the new helmet is ready for that HJC comm system. More on that in a minute. And let's show you from behind. You notice these rear vents are pretty similar. On the old RPHA 70 ST, you could shut down these rear vents, which was nice for cooler weather. They've done away with that and just have this sleek design. A little bit of an extra little plastic, like translucent plastic underneath this this vent here. It does look nice. No winglet vents as they had on the ST. So just a little smoother. I do wish that they had the switches on those, but otherwise, just a more modern, cleaner update on the 71. Okay, let's set this old guy off to the side and do our deep dive. So we were talking about the ventilation. You have this top vent, which not only moves backwards to expose the ducting, but it actually raises up a little bit. It's kind of cool looking. It looks like the rear fin on a Porsche or something. Once you hit speed, you can go ahead and raise that up. It is one setting and is all the way open or all the way closed. And the work they did on this, these inserts, on the plastic inserts behind those kind of grates, just looks cool, looks premium and modern. Down below, chin bar vent, same sort of thing. You don't have just that plastic, the plastic black venting or plastic black switch. You also have this second layer in here. Now, when you slide the chin bar vent down, you're gonna get that airflow into the cockpit, but you also have this extra cantilever switch. It's gonna open it up even a little bit more. So it's not just a slide, it's a slide and a tilt. Kind of unique, I haven't seen something like that before. So that is the ventilation package. I already showed you the rear. These are passive vents that cannot be switched. Even though it looks like they might slide, they do not, and nothing down low. The face shield is very nice. So this is anti-scratch and UV blocking, and it is pin lock ready. Now, a couple cool things. Like I showed you before, they used to use that pinch mechanism to open this thing, and I didn't like that very much. They moved to a much simpler locking mechanism. You have both this tab here on the face shield itself to lift it up, but if it's fully engaged and locked, you actually have to release this little press, this little button here to then lift it up. So you can leave it sitting right on the edge if you want to get a little bit of airflow there, and then fully locked. Press to release, and it doesn't really want to hold on that first detent. You gotta go up a little further. Yeah, I don't necessarily like that. I'd like a stronger detent down low. A lot of folks like to ride right about there. Otherwise, as you move up, you can keep it in that upright position. You notice how high this face shield's sitting over the top of the helmet. It's gonna allow that airflow to move through here. So if you do want to ride in the open position, you can do so. And you have that internal sunshade for a little bit more eye protection, or if you're going to use sunglasses, you can leave it up here. Now, the pivot kit, as we call it in the business, is completely redesigned from the old helmet. This one was kind of chintzy. I didn't love it for a helmet in this price range. It looked very much like the pivot kits or mechanisms that they have on their much less expensive helmets. This trigger was just a little chintzy, and it was nothing special. They've moved to what looks like a rotary piston here. This is a very unique design. You see the Triforce in here. That is cool, and as you move, that's gonna tumble around inside that mechanism. I'd like stronger detents, like I was saying before, but it is kind of a cool design. Now, when we open this up and you wanna remove it, the trigger is actually nice and big. You can get your hand on it to release this thing a lot easier than some. Some of these triggers on helmets are really small. They're hard to get your fingertip in and actually give it a good pull. So if you want to pop it out, that's how you do it. You want to pop it back in, you just push it. You don't even have to press the trigger again. So shield change is really easy if you're going to use different shields. You notice these little nipples here. That's for the pin lock insert, which is included. HJC is pretty good about that. In most cases, they're going to give you that pin lock insert on other premium RPHA helmets, and a pin lock insert is just going to mitigate fog. If you live somewhere where fog is an issue, you're definitely going to want to run that pin lock insert, and you can move it between face shields, but really you should probably just buy a second one if you're gonna use a different face shield. Okay, while we're talking about shields, we're gonna touch on this interior sun visor, which is adjustable. Typically, helmets are not adjustable. The sun visors are not adjustable. They come down where they come down, and if your schnoz is in the way, sorry, you're out of luck. If it comes down too high, if it stops too high and it's in your vision, move your eyeballs. You're just kind of screwed. Now you can adjust it. So I'm gonna show you how to do that real quick. The adjustment is hidden underneath this plate that's meant to, where your comm system installs. So to remove this, there's a little tab here. We're just gonna press this down and we're gonna pull this door off. It's easier if I look at it while I do it. Okay. You lift that tab and you slide it down. Now you can see the adjustment. See, we're adjusted completely up right now, so that's where it's gonna stop. Now when I adjust, whoops, lifting it up is going to allow the visor to come down further. So now when I drop it, you'll see that it comes down a little bit further, and there's actually 3 settings depending on where your eyeballs and your nose is. So pretty cool. It's now a one size fits all adjustable sun visor, so you can get that complete coverage. I know I run into that a lot on helmets. They don't come down quite low enough because they're trying to like split the baby and not hit some folks in the nose. Okay, that is that sun visor mechanism. So now, while we have the comm system plate out of the way, let's talk real quick about the HJC Smart Intercom System. If you want to run Bluetooth comms on an RPHA 71, I would recommend using that HJC Smart setup. You have 2 options for this helmet. This is their 2nd generation, and it's either the HJC 21B or the HJC 50B. The 10 and 20Bs will not fit this helmet. They only fit the older HJC helmets. Hopefully I made that clear enough. So when we're talking about the 21 or the 50, they're both made by Sena. 21 is a little bit more of a basic package, essentially equivalent to a Sena 20 series. It's gonna be great to talk to a rider through Bluetooth. You're gonna listen to your music. You're gonna have all that sort of like basic feature set. It will clip on this side. You're gonna run the microphone and the speakers inside the helmet in those pockets that I'm gonna show you in a minute when we flip this helmet over. If you want to spice it up and go with that 50 series, you're going to get full mesh capabilities as well as voice commands. Those are like the 2 main features people will usually spend that extra, about $100 plus on to get and unlock those features. Now remember, mesh is for larger groups. If you don't ride in large groups where you're trying to talk to everyone, you really don't need mesh. And if you don't mind using the physical buttons, then you probably don't need voice controls. Hopefully I've helped you make that decision. Now remember, with mesh, it is brand dependent. So if you want that large rider group, your group needs to be on a Sena or a white label unit like this HJC Smart unit that's made by Sena, not Cardo or Uclear. If you're just doing one-to-one Bluetooth intercom, you can be on any units you want. They are not brand dependent if you're just trying to talk to a passenger or one other riding buddy. So the 50 series uses both these ports on both sides. You're gonna have controls and a computer, and the 21B only utilizes the one side. That is the comm system package. Now, I know what you're gonna say, because everyone asked on the RPHA 91 video, can you run a universal comm on this helmet? The answer is yes, but you're going to have to mount it further back. If you're okay with that, you can get a clamp style on here or an adhesive style on here. They've left this pretty smooth back here, but this door is going to push you further back. So if that's a deal breaker for you, you can't be bothered to reach that far back, or you just think it looks funny, well, then you either don't buy this helmet or you're going to use their comm system. So the answer is yes, but it's going to be mounted a little bit further back. Good to go. Let's flip the helmet over and check out the interior. So interior is not too different from the older helmet. A few more panels, a little bit more stitching. They're spicing up their look a little bit. Here, let's get them both in here. You get a chin curtain with the new one, as you did in the older version. The older version was a 2-piece that you can kind of strip down. But you notice it's just more modern, looks a little bit more premium. All the extra stitching and panels take more time, and thus give it that premium vibe. You do have emergency quick release cheek pads. You notice these little red straps here. That's for EMS to get you out of the helmet in case of an accident. And we're gonna go ahead and remove the cheek pad setup like so. You do have some options with cheek pads, so if you don't like the way the cheeks are fitting when you first get your helmet, and it doesn't get better if it's too tight or something like that, remember it's gonna break in a bit, but if you still think it's too tight, you can get thinner ones, and vice versa. If you get the helmet out of the box, it feels good in the crown, focus on the crown. If the crown is good, we can adjust those peaks and get you thinner or thicker, okay? Try it on in the living room, watch TV for 20 or 30 minutes before you make a decision, and ask for rider support to jump in and help you here at Speed Addicts. Okay, let's pull this out of the way. Moisture-wicking, antimicrobial, washable cheek pad liner. This stuff feels a lot like most of HJC's RPHA series helmets. It's comfortable. It's not ultra premium like Alcantara feel or anything super special, but it's not bad. Okay, let's pull the comfort liner out of the way. We have a channeled multi-density liner, and here is that laser cut comfort liner here. We have a brow snap instead of forehead snaps, which is nice. You shouldn't get those hot spots. In the back, we do have snaps. And then we're going to show you, let's get this. They've decided to go with the D-rings, so those of you who like D-rings over a quick release, you'll be happy to see that. We have channeled imported EPS here, and then of course, that speaker pocket ready to receive your comm system speaker. As far as the size goes, it's a pretty decent size. That'll fit a 40. I don't think it'll fit that 45 like Cardo Pack Talk Black speaker, but probably about 40, and then 40 millimeter speakers. And then up on the front, you notice you have that cut out for a microphone. That does it for the upgraded RPHA 71. This is the new version, again, the successor to the original RPHA 70 ST. A great sport touring lid. One of the things I like about it most is that it does have that adjustable sun visor. That makes it very unique. Awesome ventilation package, really good looking helmet. The thing that is polarizing about the new RPHA lineup is really the integrated comm system. Either you're gonna run that HJC Smart Unit and love it, it's gonna be totally dialed in, flush mounted, or you're gonna have to contend with these panels to mount a universal comm system of your choosing. 5-year warranty from HJC, that does it. If I didn't answer your question, rider support standing by at Speed Addicts. Always, you're able to talk to a human over the phone, live chat, or emails. And if you already have one of these, you're an early adopter, help out the community. Let us know how you like it in the comment section below. That does it for today. We'll see you next time to find out what's in the crate.